Eric Hutchinson.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, dude?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
I am excellent. How have you been?
You know, no complaints, which is rare for me. So just walking between the raindrops right now.
So wait a minute. Are you in Chicago right now?
I'm on my way to Chicago. I just woke up in Detroit, and I'm on my way to Chicago for a show tonight. And was hoping to come see you guys, but we're doing a phone thing instead. So here we are.
Now, the thing in Chicago, remind me, Eric, the thing in Chicago is the E-Hutch Hangout. Is that right?
That is right. I always love you do your research, Elliot. I've got a Patreon thing, which is like, you know, for my super fans, and we're taking some of them to a Cubs game on Friday.
Are you really?
So, yeah, some people signed up for it, and they're coming to a Cubs game with me and the band, and we've got, you know, a bunch of seats all together, and yeah, we're gonna hang out. So
dude, that's awesome. I mean, listen, getting to see you and the show, like, that would be great. But I didn't realize we were going to Wrigley. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a full package deal, and then we're doing one in Boston in a couple weeks where we're going to go walk the Freedom Trail with a guide, you know, and some people are going to come with me. So,
but that you're not doing Fenway, right?
We're not doing Fenway.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I
don't think they're going to be there by then.
Good. They shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know, but I've always said this. I will never ever step foot in. There could be $1 million laying there. Well, maybe there could be a lot. There could be some money laying there, and I wouldn't step foot in Fenway to go get it.
Really?
Yeah. No,
because you hate the Red Sox this much, or you hate Fenway Park?
No, I hate the Red Sox that much. I love the city. I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Bruins. I hate their sports teams, but I love the city. Like, the Freedom Trail would be good. And yes, the Red Sox are eliminated, please, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is stuff I can't afford to say as a person that goes to every city. I can't just be on the radio blasting my strong opinions to everybody.
So but no, I like it. You know what, though? I mean, back to Boston, though. I like the idea of doing, like, the Freedom Trail thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, I like I said, I've got this Patreon thing that is a way that, you know, sort of the super fans can collect, and we do like a live stream monthly and different things. And this is just a way to kind of, you know, say thanks and you know, hang out with some of those people, and it's fun.
Now,
it's a fun thing.
Are you also doing shows as part of that? As like part of the
Exactly. Yeah, we're doing back-to-back shows in Chicago and back-to-back shows in Boston, and on the second day we're doing like an event, and then that night is the second show.
I gotcha. So the tour right now kind of coincides, it's the Best of Eric Hutchinson tour, which kind of coincides with Cliff Notes, the best of 2014 to 2024, which is out now. Is it hard to put together a best of record?
It was more work than I expected, I'll be honest. You know, it should be easy. You got the songs lying around, just throw them together. But I took it kind of seriously of trying to really, you know, I asked the Patreon folks and some other fans, like, what are the quintessential songs, and kind of put together this thing, and then I made 2 new songs, and yeah, here we are. It kind of came out of, I just did this tour last year that was for my Sounds Like This album, which was the 15th anniversary, and the number one question people would say afterwards, oh my God, Eric, I love that album, 15 years, so crazy. Are you still making music? What's going on? And I realized, you know, maybe some listeners had missed a beat or two, and so this is sort of a quick way to catch people up on the last 10 years of what I've been doing.
So is it I saw you posted something, and maybe it is true, where somebody was like the song Rock and Roll. And so somebody was like, oh, Eric Hutchinson, you did that song Rock and Roll. I thought you died.
Yeah, you know, I have artists that I love and I loved in a moment, and then maybe I lost touch with, and so I'm trying to give some grace to some other people that maybe are not as obsessed with my life and my music as I am. And so I'm just trying to. I'm playing a lot of songs people know on tour, but also hoping to introduce them to a couple of ones that I really like that maybe they haven't heard of. So.
Hey, Eric, are you also having people vote on like? And I don't know if you're doing it by show or if you're doing it like by chunking it up. But I thought I read that people are getting to kind of vote on the set list for each show.
Yeah, we're having people vote, again, so it's sort of from this album, it's like, which of these songs do you want to hear? And we've been kind of doing that and letting the people decide what's important. So, it's been fun. I've got sort of an overwhelming amount of music these days. I'm not Bruce Springsteen, but I have the same problem as him, which is like, how do I sing all these songs? Got so many songs to sing.
Hey, when you look back at the last 10 years, right? So you were like, I'm going to do this record that's a best of the last 10 years. And there's a couple of new songs, and we'll get to that in a second. But I'm going to put together the last 10 years. I feel like it is a natural moment to not only like look at yourself musically over the last 10 years, but to stop and go like, wow, I can't believe all this has happened. Do the last 10 years for you feel like they went slow? Did they go fast? Did you do a lot? And maybe not even musically, but like when you kind of take stock over the last 10 years, do you walk away going like, that was a pretty good goddamn 10 years?
Yeah, I think it's an I'm still here kind of thing, and it does sort of, I don't know. I don't know if you're like this. I'm getting old enough now where things that I felt like were a few years ago were 10 years ago, like when I was in my 20s, it was like I was either a kid or it was now. And now I'm older and I'm like, that must have been what? I don't know, 3 years ago. And someone's like, no, that was 2005.
Oh, I totally have that problem. I don't go the other way though. Like I don't like nothing goes like back far, but everything was like, oh, that was like a year or two ago. It'll be like, no, that was actually like, early 2000s. That problem I definitely have.
Yeah. So, I'm getting to that point. And so, I am able to kind of keep track of my life based on, I remember I wrote that song and I was out doing that tour or whatever. So in some ways it was, reflective to kind of, and when I finally like put this collection together and did listen through it all, like to, it was like, whoa, it was kind of a time capsule or a diary or something of my life. And I, like everybody, I've been growing up and I have a daughter now and dealing with adult things, and I'm trying to have my music reflect that, but still be fun and positive and exciting.
So I guess over the last 10 years, that might be one of the highlights is having a kid.
For sure. It's changed, it's changed so much in my life and certainly in my music life and everything. There's so many songs that are directly or indirectly written about her, and it's definitely changed how I tour and just changes priorities.
Hey, so let me ask you this: the like I said, there's the greatest hits record going with the greatest hits tour, but there's two new songs that are on the record. One of them is Jomo, The Joy of Missing Out. Which, by the way, I love the song. The song is so good, Eric. It is so good. No, I really do. I love it. I love the song. But I want you to answer something for me, though. Is it a love song about being in love with somebody so much you don't care about missing anything because you're with them? Or is it genuinely an ode to being an introvert?
Man, I would say you nailed it. It's both, really. It's that's one thing I discovered in the last 10 years was I discovered I was an introvert, and that was very life-changing because I was like, oh, I'm not fun. I just don't like doing the same. I don't like shots in loud bars. I prefer quality time in a quiet place or something. And, it totally was like the Sixth Sense, M. Night Shyamalan or something, where I saw my whole life flash before me, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. And so, yeah, a lot of people get FOMO, the fear of missing out. They're like, oh, I got to do that. I love, especially at my age now, I love not doing a thing, or it's Friday. it's Friday and you're supposed to go to some event, and you look at your spouse or something, and you go like, you know what if we just sit on the couch and watch TV all night instead?
No, I don't like that. I don't like that,
You don't
Eric.
like that?
No.
Are you an extrovert?
More people
Yeah.
are like Eric than you.
No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. No, I mean, listen, there are some times where you feel like you need a break, but yeah, no, like going and doing that's where the energy is. Eric, you perform on stage for people. You're not an introvert.
Oh, I'm an introvert, but I do like doing things too. You know, that's a misconception about introverts. We like doing things. We just need more time to recharge and
Yeah, just not every
you gotta
day.
pick your battles.
How did you, when you said like over the last whatever it was that you discovered you were an introvert? How do you even discover that?
Well, Elliot, I've done a lot of therapy, and
Whoops.
I had a book that was described to me, though. It's called The Introvert's Advantage, and I started reading it. It was just like a how-to manual of my life, whereas the biggest thing is, like I said, I just sort of think of it's how I manage my energy. I think of myself like a cell phone battery now, where I'm like, I can go do that thing, and it might even be fun for me, but it's going to eat up half of my battery, and then I'm not going to work as well, and I'm going to be cranky or irritable or something. So I just have to, and it's been really helpful, like with my wife too. She's sometimes better at it than I am. She's like, I know we're going to do this thing, but I think you should just sit here for an hour and not talk to anybody first, so that you don't take it out on me.
You don't want to charge
later,
that battery. Hey,
yeah, for
can
real.
I,
Like, so
before you get fully invested in that though, can I recommend a book to you?
sure.
The Extrovert Advantage.
Ooh, I'm listening.
No, but you know what? And again, not to beat up on it. I just don't see you as that. You know what I mean? Like you're on stage. You're busy. You're active. You're touring. Like to me, that's not an introvert. But like you said, I mean, maybe you are.
You know, I think three introverts that were also musicians, I believe, Michael Jackson, Prince, and Beyonce, I think are all probably in the same category here. And then there's me. We're the sort of the Mount Rushmore
Yes.
of introvert performers. No, I love talking to people, especially you guys, and but it's just something I've learned about myself. So I thought I had a little fun with the song, and you know, there's certain people like Diane that are like raising their hand, being like, "Yes, this song is me. Thank you." And then there's other people who are just angry about it, like you.
No. How did I start the whole thing? I started it by saying that I do. I love the song. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I think that's part of it. Extroverts don't like. My wife is a super extrovert, and we've really had to meet each other halfway. Of like, it's not that I don't want to do this. It's not that I can't do this. I just like I can't do this. I can't got into a huge fight at a wedding once because I was just like, I need to leave, and it's not about you or anything else. I was like, I am just shutting down. I think we see it more with like kids these days, where people are making space for kids like they can't handle those things or something. I'm like a big kid.
Hey, so now let me ask you this. I was going through some stuff, and I don't know if it was done because of the kind of encapsulating like the last 10 years. But you online, you had a scrapbook, Eric,
Yeah.
that you were thumbing through. I don't like, first of all, it's very impressive. And it's like all the shows that you've done. I mean, not all of them, but like you would like flip a page and it'd be like, oh, here's my name on the marquee at Radio City Music Hall. Or here's I was on tour with, Kelly Clarkson or whatever it is.
Right.
That I don't know if you kept that while you were going, but that scrapbook is really impressive.
Thank you. I hadn't really thought about that. It was something I did. I actually ran out of space, so it is done. And but it does capture a lot of years, and I kept all kinds of things. And I didn't really think about that part. But the scrapbook heads came out in the comments like, "Whoa, love the scrapbooking. Where'd you get that scrapbook from?" And I'm like, I don't know. Somewhere in 2000, I got it. That was cheap. But yeah, I forgot there's a whole like world of scrapbooking, and that's not necessarily what I do. But I just kept a bunch of stuff, and
But you
I
know
figured
what?
I'd show it.
I didn't even think about it like from the world of scrapbooking. Like that didn't even cross my mind.
You're not a big scrapbooker?
No, Eric, I'm not. I'm out of the house. But you know what I did like about it though, because I'm sure, you've lived on the road, you grew up on the road. Is there probably things that at the moment were great that you don't remember? You know what it made me do? It made me upset that I don't have a scrapbook for the show. For our show, because I'm sure we've done things that I have totally forgotten about. And then you'll run into somebody and go, oh, I was at this or this, where I totally forgot about it. So from that standpoint, just as like chronicling things, I like it. I'm not scrapbooking, but as chronicling things, I really like that.
Yeah, I like having the hard evidence of something, the physical evidence to be like, wow, this is a flyer from this event I did. It's a little mini time travel thing. It's like that has actually come with me from that whole time, and so I guess I'm maybe more sentimental than I sometimes think I am. But yeah, it's cool to have. It's like a journal or scrapbook, anything. It's like kind of a pain in the ass to do it in real time, but then when you have it, it's a cool thing to have. And I had somebody helping me make videos, and she's like, "We need to show this scrapbook on." And I was like, nobody wants to see the scrapbook. And she's like, just talk me through the scrapbook. And we made it into a video, and people were into it.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Hey, go back to Wrigley for a second. You've been to, I know you're a huge baseball nerd. You've been to Wrigley before, haven't you?
I have. It's not one of my final three that I'm missing, but it is in my top tier. So I'm excited to go back.
So which ones are you missing?
I'm missing Atlanta, Arizona, and what was the other one? I forget. Maybe it's only two now. No, there's something else in there. I'll have to remember. I checked off Tampa Bay this year, which I do not recommend.
Oh, really?
I mean, they're getting ready to replace it in a couple. Like I went there, and then like a day later they announced like we're building a new one. Don't worry, and like 2029 or something. But it's an old sad stadium that was built for like arena football or something.
Wait, so a couple of things. Number one, you're only missing two. You're only missing Atlanta and Arizona. I
might have one more in there.
Well, then you're either lying to me or you're lying online. One of the two.
Oh, okay, great. Then maybe I'm down to two.
How have you not been to Atlanta? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I know. And I've started this for the longest time. I just would schedule it in, oh, great, I've got an off day in Cincinnati. I'll go to the show. But now these last couple, I've had to start making pilgrimages to do. I flew to Toronto last year. I made an extra trip to go to Tampa. And I guess I'm just going to have to do these other ones. I've been to Atlanta and Phoenix so many times, but it just never lined up exactly. So... I don't know. I probably just got to schedule a show around it, or just take a trip like a normal person.
Do you only do? Because then I thought because Atlanta doesn't make sense, and it's a great stadium, by the way. But do you only see them when they're playing? Will you only visit a stadium if they're playing the Orioles, or is it just to check off the stadium?
No, it's a bonus. I got to see the Orioles play Toronto and in Tampa, but. No, I'm just there for the game and the experience and to take it all in. And I guess I'm close to I'm going to have to produce a list. Like I was just saying, you're railing on Fenway, but I am actually going to have to produce a list and make some enemies of which are my favorite stadiums and least favorite.
What is, I know you can't speak on behalf of Atlanta and Arizona, but which one sits at the top? Yankee Stadium, obviously.
I'm not really a Yankee Stadium guy. It's kind of in the middle to me. I mean, San Francisco is really great.
Never been.
The Orioles are obviously great. Wrigley's great, and actually, you're gonna hate it, but Fenway is a really special stadium.
Crap hole. Never been in. Won't ever go. There's only 29 stadiums, Eric. Hey, you know where we were? We were in Cincinnati over the weekend. Have you been to Great American? Well,
I have.
Yeah. I want to go to that stadium.
It's a good one. I actually ran the bases at that one.
How'd you do that?
Well,
did you just hop on the field?
Well, yeah, I was arrested right afterwards. I ran 2 of the bases. No, it was like one of these things where I was there by myself. This was probably 20 years ago or something, and they were like, some stadiums you can run the bases afterwards. The kids can. On a Sunday game, you can run the bases, and somehow I did it. I got a little certificate.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, I might have been the only person over 12 who was doing it. But, it was cool. And also, I'm a fan of Great American Ballpark is a good name where they use the sponsorship, but it still fits. Like Great American Ballpark, that's a good name.
Yes.
But it's also a life insurance company.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree.
Not as good.
All right, the Best of Eric Hutchinson tour will be at the Birchmere Tuesday night, October the 1st. So you can see Eric there again, the Best of Eric Hutchinson tour, Tuesday night, August the 1st at the Birchmere. Cliff Notes, the best of 2014 through 2024. What'd I mess up?
October.
What did I say?
August.
No, October. I wrote October. I know what I'm saying. I just can't say it.
Next week.
Yes, next Tuesday, October 1st at the Birchmere. And then Cliff Notes, the best of 2014 to 2024. That is out now, featuring 2 new songs. Eric, I appreciate the time. Thank you, my friend.
Likewise, always a pleasure, guys.